Hey student, I am teacher Prix and this is another live lesson. It is Friday night and as usual, I'm here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. So if you have problems understanding people in English, if you have problems speaking in English, even though you have been trying to study English for quite some time, this is the channel for you. And tonight in this really cool class, about 35 to 50 minutes. I don't know, it could be 40, could be 45 minutes. We're gonna focus on your listening comprehension because I imagine that for many of you, understanding people in English is a dream, understanding your favorite movies, TV shows, songs in English. So we're gonna focus on that and stay until the end because we're gonna have a practical exercise to put into practice the ideas I'm going to teach you tonight. Now, before we get started, people on Instagram, if you want to participate, come to YouTube, post in the chat because there it is easier for me to read your comments and make sure that you're only posting in English, okay? So come to YouTube. Now, tell me here in the chat if you are a newbie, if you are a regular, or if you are a BSA. But teacher Prix, what is the difference between these guys? Well, a newbie is here for the first time. Maybe you know me, but it's the first time you're watching my lesson live. Or if you are watching the replay, it's the first time you're catching a lesson like this. So thank you. Congratulations. You can tell me in the comments if you watch the replay, if you are a newbie, okay? If you are a regular, you are awesome, my friend. You always come here, you watch the lessons, you participate, you post questions. You are, maybe not every day, but you consistently watch my lessons. So you are awesome too. Now, if you are a BSA, it means you are a student in my online program, the Real English Academy. So you watch my lessons, you participate in here on YouTube, but you are also part of my academy. You are my student, so you are amazing. I'm happy to have you inside the academy. Now, we are going to have a chat moment, okay? I'm going to read the comments. There will be like a break, and I'm going to be reading your questions and ideas and comments. So make sure that during the lesson, post your questions, post your insights, the ideas you have throughout the lesson, inspirations, because I'm going to be reading them. And to help you out, I have a question for you. What is your biggest question about listening? Because that's the focus of tonight's lesson. So tell me here in the chat your biggest listening question, okay? So make sure to tell me that. And I see some people are joining from Brazil, from Argentina. We have BSA, that is awesome. Claudia, Moneda, that is so cool. We have regulars, awesome. That is so nice to have you guys here. So make sure to post your listening questions because I want to answer them. Yes. And tonight the microphone is working. Yay! Anyway, my friends, let's get down to the good stuff. Guys, listening to fluency. I talk a lot about English fluency here on my channel, and I believe that you can get incredible results in only 6 months if you follow specific strategies to help your reading, your writing, your listening, your speaking, so that you can finally make your dream of speaking in English, of understanding in English become a reality. So when I say fluency, that's what I feel like you should be doing, okay? Fluency is not perfection. It's communication. And to get to the level where you communicate in English, where you can understand people in English, you will need to combine your effort because that's the result you are trying to get, okay? And this will require combined effort. So listening is an important piece of the puzzle. I know tonight is not the Fluency Cube, but it is an important piece of a puzzle. Okay, communication, comprehension, feeling confident about your English skills. So in tonight's lesson, I'm going to be giving you shortcuts so that you can achieve the English comprehension you want faster Of course, there will be work for you to do, okay? You will need to put in the work to be consistent, to follow the ideas and recommendations that I'm going to give you. But if you do, you will see dramatic changes on your listening comprehension over the next 6 months. Actually, way before that, if you begin to implement these strategies and follow a consistent practice, in only a month, you will already observe significant changes, okay? So the lesson I'm going to show you is not simply to tell you to listen more. So if you're worried that I'm going to tell you, listen more, ta-da! No, okay? I love studying. I think studying is awesome, but that is not what I'm going to do here, okay? We're going to have to do some work, and simply listening more is not really my style. And I think you already know that. There are many channels, many people, many websites that already tell you, oh, just, study more. And you should be okay. So that is not what I'm going to do. I think my main goal with tonight's lesson is to show you the do's, what you should do, and the don'ts, so that you can have a successful listening practice, so that over the next 6 months, you can better understand people in English, native or non-native speakers, understand your favorite movies, feel confident about having a conversation in English, because you know you will have the ability to understand the message, understand the conversations, okay? So, to understand that, we are going to talk about the 3 pillars of a successful listening practice, okay? To listen to comprehension, to listen so that you can be able to understand people in English and communicate efficiently in English, you need to let go, say goodbye, let go, let it go, let it go of the mentality, bye-bye mentality, letting go. You need to let go of the mentality that you only have to listen to improve your listening comprehension, to understand those awesome people we see in movies and TV shows, okay? So after you let go of this mentality, because guys, believe it or not, even though I come here on my channel and I repeatedly emphasize the importance of combined effort, there are still many English learners who believe that just listening on the way to work, just listening in the car, just listening to TED Talks, and that's gonna happen. The magic will happen. I believe in magic, but not that kind of magic, okay? So I'm going to show you 3 important pillars to help you have a successful listening practice, to help you better understand native or non-native speakers in English, in conversations, in movies, and TV series. And that will require combined effort, okay? The first pillar is, as you can see on the screen, a medicine. Do I have medicine here? Yes. What is this? No. Let's use B12. It's not really a medicine, but that's all I have here. I don't really have medicine, unfortunately. But a medicine can cure or can kill you. It depends on the dose, okay? So if you take the wrong amount of medicine, I need 1 of these a day. That's more than enough. But if I take all of these, I am in danger, okay? So this is the first pillar of successful listening practice. Don't believe the idea that, listen more and everything will be okay. No, it's not going to be okay. It's like a medicine. It's like a vitamin. It's like anything in life. If you take too much, you can hurt yourself. And that can be a very complicated problem that I don't want you to have, okay? So it all depends on the dose. It all depends on how much listening comprehension medicine you have every day, every week, consistently. Because also, let's think about this. Today I'm excited. I'm ready to take my listening medicine. So let's go. I can do this. And then 3 days later, I'm like, life sucks, I'm not very happy. Oh, my listening is so bad. I can't understand people. So today I don't want any medicine. I'm done. Do you think the medicine is going to help you? No. So you have to be consistent. By the way, I need to buy a new one. I'm treating myself. You know, my doctor checked my exams and he said, Priscilla, you need more vitamins, girl. So I am following his recommendations. Now, guys, a medicine can kill you or can cure you. If you are a very busy person, okay, this is many people's reality nowadays. Being busy, having different responsibilities, having different priorities, having different dreams. I imagine English speaking and comprehension might be a dream in your life, might be something you want to achieve. But I also reckon that you may have other dreams, other goals, other responsibilities. Therefore, we need to balance how much medicine you take for your English listening comprehension practice. Not just that, in addition to the importance of monitoring how much listening medicine you take, we also need to be careful with the impact, the emotional impact of overloading your mind with too many audios in English. Because we sometimes assume that if I just keep doing more and doing more, I'm going to be okay. And we forget, maybe we don't know that. What if we choose the wrong audios? What if we follow the wrong practice? We may impact our mind, okay? Because if we follow the wrong kind of practice, it doesn't matter how much we practice. We will constantly have listening problems, and not just listening problems, okay? Here I am focusing on a specific kind of problem, focusing on the listening, but there are other aspects of the language. So if we focus too much on one situation, do we have time to focus on the others? So using the wrong kind of practice can create a negative impact in our minds, because you may start to think, wow, I watch so many movies, I listen to so many TV shows, and yet my listening comprehension doesn't improve. I watch TED Talks, I watch teachers in English, but my listening doesn't get any better. So there's got to be something wrong with my ability to learn. And that's what I am trying to avoid. But unfortunately, that is going to happen if you take the wrong kind of medicine or if you overdo it, okay? A few times a year, I come here and I do the preparation camp. I do the Real English Journey, which is coming soon. Stay tuned. And I talk about, in some events, I talk about the dangers of overdoing. And this can cause mental blocks, okay? Your mind may begin to go against you and may make you think that, wow, Priscilla, listening is not for you, girl. You try so hard. You listen every morning, then after lunch, then at dinner. And yet, you're stuck, girl. Listening is not your thing. You're never going to understand native speakers or non-native speakers. When in reality, the problem is just the amount and the right medicine, okay? And speaking of the right medicine, I in previous videos here on my channel, make sure to check them out. I talked about different levels. Maybe you are a beginner. If you are a beginner, you're not here, okay? The lesson is 100% in English. I'm using vocabulary that is not really for basic students. So if you are here, it means you're either a false beginner or a pre-intermediate speaker or an intermediate speaker or an upper intermediate speaker looking for better strategy. So you are at that level. So here, what I want to get your attention to is what kind of material are you listening to? Okay, you can't just always use the same kind of medicine, the same kind of vitamin. So, for example, right now, let me share a personal problem with you guys. I am taking iron, okay, because I have anemia. So my doctor recommended iron, and I'm also taking vitamin B12, all the complex B, to be quite honest, because I checked, I took the exams, and the exams are low, you know, the vitamin levels. So he said, no, you have to take this, and that. It's not only one thing to treat my condition. I have to take different things. I have to adopt different eating habits to improve. The same thing is with your listening practice. So if you constantly listen to the same kind of material, to the same kind of lesson, you may not really get the benefits that you need so much to get your listening comprehension to the next level. And that's what this pillar is about. We need to think about the right medicine. And today with the internet, you have many options available, okay? So we're going to talk more about that. So here, taking a closer look to your pillar number 1. Why are you going to watch more and more movies if that's not really the thing you want to do? I often come across students who tell me that they don't have time to improve their listening because they don't have 2 hours every day. And I'm like, dude, me neither. Or you think that I study English all day. Guys, I have other responsibilities. I have other things to do. I have to clean my house, I have to cook lunch. I don't have time to study 2 hours of listening every day. When I study Italian as well. I don't have time to study 2 hours of Italian every day and just to practice my listening. I can't do that. Watching movies is not the best strategy for me. Okay? Now, do I like to watch movies? Of course I do. But to improve your listening comprehension, this may not be the best medicine. Because there are other activities, and I'm going to show you tonight, there are other activities you need to do to really improve your listening comprehension. It's not just hitting play. That is not going to magically improve your listening comprehension, okay? Now, here, another important thing. Why watch a 2-hour movie? Maybe 2 hours, maybe 1 hour and a half, maybe 3 hours, depending on the movie, where you have no exercise whatsoever. There's nothing there to test you. You're just paying attention to the movie. How can that magically improve your listening comprehension? Think about the millions and millions of people who watch movies every single week, and they don't speak English, and they don't understand native speakers in English. Maybe that's not their goal. Of course, I understand that. But why? Why is it that someone has spent all their life watching movies in English, then they try to study English, their listening is not better than other people who don't watch movies? When you ignore other important skills or other activities such as grammar activities, pronunciation activities, intonation activities, vocabulary activities, reading activities, it doesn't matter how much you listen. Because here my goal is to make you become someone who can understand and speak in English. And to do these two things, you need to combine effort. You need to combine different activities. And sitting down for 2 hours watching a movie will not really help you do that, okay? And I will talk more about movies. Don't worry. So here, it's important to identify the kinds of materials you actually feel interested in. Priscilla, I love movies. Okay, you love movies. That's awesome. We're going to talk about that, okay? So if you absolutely love movies and you feel like watching movies is the answer to your English listening comprehension problem, then okay, but you need to change your strategy, all right? And I have to be super honest with you. Using movies to improve your listening can be very time consuming. So if you are a busy person, if you don't have much time, and if you understand that you need to combine different strategies, there will be better exercises for you to do, okay? But I'm going to give you some ideas. I was just thinking this morning when I was preparing the lesson, okay, that when I was preparing the slides, there are many other kinds of materials that you can use in a smart way. I'm going to show you an example. Stay tuned. We have podcasts. Can podcasts help you? Yes, they can. If you use it the right way. Okay, it's not the answer, but they can help you. Nothing is really the answer here. Okay, I'm not going to say one kind of activity is the answer. All right? I don't believe in it's black or white. No, we have a rainbow. There are so many colors, okay? So here there are different tools. We need to choose smart, okay? But we have podcasts, talk shows, vlogs, lectures, tutorials, audiobooks, Q&A sessions. We have movies. We have TV series. We have cartoons. We have documentaries, TV news, debates, music, interviews, okay? Today, I'm going to use interviews to help you practice your listening. So stay until the end. This is going to be a very practical activity, and we're going to use interviews. So these are materials you can search on the internet to help you work on your listening practice so that as much you can improve your listening skills as fast as you can, okay? But I truly believe that if you apply the recommendations I'm sharing with you tonight, starting with this first pillar, understanding that too much, doing too much, taking too much medicine for your listening comprehension may actually hurt your listening comprehension. That's a very important step that we need to understand, okay? Now, guys, as I said, Priscilla, I love movies. What do I do, girl? Okay, first and foremost, when I say, oh, don't watch movies, but Priscilla, I love movies. Movies make me happy, Dude, go for it. If movies make you happy, I want you to be happy. I want you to be excited, okay? So what? 2, 3, 4, 10 movies a week, as long as you're happy, okay? However, we need to understand the difference between entertainment and practice. And students confuse that. They confuse the moment when they're having fun, when they're excited, with practice time. And they try to lie to themselves and say, wow, I'm practicing my English. I'm watching a movie right now. I'm practicing. No, not really. You're passively practicing. But if you're really looking to improve your comprehension and understand other kinds of situations, materials, and people in general, you will need to do other kinds of practices. And that's what I mean when I say it is going to be time consuming, because doing that for 2 hours can be tiring. And we may not always have the time to do that, okay? So understand this. When it's time to have fun, have fun. What? When it's time to study, study, okay? I'm not saying that you cannot have fun studying. I love having fun and studying, but we need to watch the clock, okay? And perhaps using a movie is not as productive. In my case, for example, I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't really connect with movies so much. My sister loves movies. She calls me every week and she's like, let's watch a movie. And I'm like, oh God, no. For entertainment, okay, not for studying. For entertainment, I'm not really a big fan of movies because they're long. In my opinion, I get distracted. When I like shorter activities. If it's entertainment, I like 45 minutes, 1 hour, and then I start to lose focus. Okay, so you don't need, and here, if you truly want to use movies, if you're listening to me and you're like, bullshit, teacher, I want to use movies, you can. So just think about the fact that you don't need to watch an entire movie to work. You gotta work, bitch. To work on your listening comprehension. And that's what we're gonna get into tonight. We're gonna focus on working on the listening comprehension so that you can achieve your comprehension dream, your listening goals, so that you feel more comfortable in conversations. Okay? Awesome. And remember to post your questions inside here in the chat, because very soon I'm going to be reading the chat, reading your questions, so you can post your listening questions here to me, because tonight the focus is listening, okay? So post your listening questions or ideas or suggestions, and I'm going to be reading them, okay? And remember, use English, otherwise you are out. Anywho, pillar number 2, be a Sherlock Holmes of your listening story. Guys, we I don't have a book right now. Oh, where's my book? I don't have a book. My books are gone. Okay, I don't have any book here with me. But your listening practice is like a story that you have to investigate. You need to treat your listening practice as a moment where you become a detective. You have to collect as many details as possible, as many clues as possible to find the answer. Priscilla, what is the answer? Understanding. That's a good answer, you know? Getting to conclusions after you listen to something in English to understand, okay? This is the reason why using a movie may not allow you to do that, because it is time consuming, okay? Here, to do this investigation, to have a Sherlock Holmes moment, you should listen to shorter audios, because listening to shorter audios, whether it is a short scene of a movie or of a TV show or a short scene of a documentary, as I've done this many times. I love using documentaries to practice my English. Lectures, lessons like me, you can get a small part of my lesson and work on your listening comprehension. Let's see what else. Interviews, which we're gonna do, by the way, you know, using short scenes of interviews, not a 2-hour interview, because honestly, I don't have time for a 2-hour interview unless it's really cool, okay? I like lectures because I am really studying things, and it has to be really something that attracts me, that really appeals to me, so that I can sit down and watch all day. Today, I was studying all day from 9 until now. I paused to be here with you guys, but the course is still happening. I'm missing so that I can be here with you guys. Yay! So hit the like button, you know, subscribe, because I'm here for you every Friday. So you guys, to be the Sherlock Holmes, to investigate, to analyze, it is better to use shorter audios, okay? So here we'll help you this practice, this consistent practice. That's why I always like to say 6 months. And why do I say 6 months? Because I have seen this happen many times. I see my students make this progress in less time, in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, sometimes a little more, okay? It happens. I learned English in 6 months. In 6 months, I was finally able to understand and speak in English, but I had to go through the right strategies, okay? Because this is not going to happen to you, and if you don't follow the right kind of strategy and study plan, okay? So maybe right now you've been on your journey to fluency and you don't feel like you are there communicating and understanding. Perhaps there's something in your practice. Perhaps the method you're following is not helping you go to the next level, okay? So here, in addition to this idea of listening to a shorter audio, why do I compare this with a Sherlock Holmes thing, you know? I'm not a big fan of Sherlock Holmes, to be to be quite honest. But if we pay attention to a detective, I like detective stories, not necessarily Sherlock Holmes, but I am interested in detective stories. The detective needs to analyze. They pause, they pay attention, they observe, they take notes, they ask questions. They have this moment of interaction with the scene. Okay, they arrive somewhere and then they investigate. They take the time to understand what is happening. That's what you need to have with your listening practice if you want to achieve your dream of understanding people in English, because that is not going to happen unless you change the way you interact with your listening comprehension practice, okay? And during that time when you are observing and analyzing and taking notes, you will be working on different aspects of the language. Remember at the beginning of this lesson, combined effort? That's what I mean. You're never only working on listening. You're never only working on reading. You're always working on different skills, because that will help you maximize your time, your energy, and your results, okay? So that is a very important thing. my dear detectives. Now, my BSA, they are always sharing stories with me. My BSA are my students in the academy. So if I have BSA here, let me know in the chat. Tell me here. I saw a comment here. I'm gonna answer in a little bit. I can't answer now. I'm focusing, I think, in 2 more slides, and I will focus on answering the questions. Now, guys, this is not one student. I actually had more students, but I had one particular student who joined my program. And we had a conversation. I talked to all my BSA. I tried to talk to all my BSA as much as possible. And she told me that before the academy, she joined other programs, other courses. There are many options available in the market. And in many courses she came across, she had to do a lot of listening, long audios or too much listening practice. But yet, her listening was not improving. Subjects were not interesting, and we're going to talk about that, the importance of really connecting with the subject you listen to, and the length of the audio. That is important to help you stay motivated, okay? Because if you listen to something extremely long, at the end of the audio, you may have that feeling that, wow, I don't remember anything. There must be something wrong with me because I listened for an hour, but if you ask me what I know, I don't know. There was a woman, she talked about money, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So listening to a very long audio, we require more attention and focus. And if we're not good at that, we may not get the results we want, and at the end of the experience, we may feel that, wow, I listen and listen and listen, but I don't know anything. What's wrong with me? And this idea, we will stay there in your mind, and will cause you to believe that there's something wrong with you. And in reality, it's just the wrong medicine. Okay, so here when she joined the academy, she followed the 3 pillars. She had the right materials, the right exercises. She listened to native speakers, but she also had different practices that together helped her achieve the results she wanted. Understand people in English, understand movies. I often get comments from the BSA because we have a platform and they participate, they post their examples, they ask me questions. And very often they come and they say, teacher, now I watched this movie last week and it was great. I listened to my favorite song and I understood. I listened to this and I got it. Because this is really the direction you're going to when you follow the right kind of practice. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying that you will never watch movies. That's the contrary. You will, but not to practice your English. You will simply watch movies because you will feel good about watching them, not because it's your practice time. Practice time is different, and you don't need to be there for 2 hours, 3 hours a day. However, and this is a very important thing. Just because I'm saying that you don't need to have a long practice doesn't mean that you are not allowed to have a long practice, okay? If you, in the morning, you have the habit of listening to something in English, do it. It's okay. But don't use that as an excuse to say, I listen, but my skill doesn't improve. The goal is different. Remember that if you're on the way to work, or if you're preparing lunch, cooking, your attention is not really on the listening. Maybe at some points you will pay attention, but in other moments you will be focusing on different activities, okay? So this is really something that I work really hard with my BSA. I make them understand that, okay, when it's practice, it's practice. Follow the recommendations, follow the other activities, the shadowing, the pronunciation, the comprehension activities. Study the vocabulary, describe what you listen, make a short summary, because we need to work on different aspects of the language. If you want to become an English speaker, if you want to become a good listener, okay? Good listener with the idea of good comprehension, okay? My BSA still have fun. They watch movies, they tell me about their favorite TV shows, their favorite stories, their favorite podcasts. But here, it becomes an option. It becomes something that they do for fun, not because they're practicing comprehension to improve, okay? So that's what I mean in this part of the lesson. Now, time to chat. And hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to, hit the like button, share this lesson with your friends, maybe subscribe, why not? I'm thirsty. Now let's see the comments. Someone said, oh, I understand you perfectly, but movies and TV series are hard to me. Hernan, you don't have a movie strategy. I'm talking about this at this moment. Pay attention. If you don't have a practice time, you can keep watching movies. You are not going to understand. My parents don't study English, okay? But they watch movies every day. They love Netflix. Every day they send me messages like, oh, watch this movie. Oh, watch this movie. And they watch the movies in English. Yeah, they're so cute. I love my parents. They watch the movies in English with subtitles. Of course, they don't speak English. They don't study English. But if today they decide to study English, all those hours they use to listen to movies will not help them. Okay? Because they don't have a strategy. That's basically that. There is so much vocabulary in a movie that you never came across, that you never worked on. And if you keep watching more movies and never work on vocabulary, you will keep having the same problem. If you keep reading, but you never study vocabulary, your reading will never improve. You're not gonna magically, I know it now. No, I read books every day. Every day, in the morning, I read at least 15 pages of a book in English because I like to read in English. And there are words that I don't know. If I keep going, I will still have the same problem. So I stop, I study. But when I am reading for entertainment, just for fun, to relax, I take it easy. I don't stop so much, okay? So if you don't have a movie strategy, that is not going to happen if you can keep watching. Now, understanding me, Teacher Prix, talking about English, studying, you will understand me more easily. Guys, I've been working to improve my professional skills to help English learners. That is why you understand me. I speak very clearly and much more slowly than a native speaker, and intentionally, okay? Because I am here talking to people from different levels. I'm talking to false beginners. I'm talking to pre-intermediate speakers. I'm talking to intermediate speakers. So as a result, my vocabulary will need to reach these different levels. So I am constantly practicing, working, studying, dedicating myself so that I can bring a clear message. Because my goal is to help you achieve your dream of speaking and understanding. My goal is not to test you. I'm not here to do that. So it is always going to be easier for you to understand me. And even then, I get lots of emails, comments, messages of people telling me the opposite. Teacher, it's impossible to understand you. I can't watch your videos. And it's okay. Maybe it's a beginner, real beginner. So my lessons are not for everybody, because if they are true beginners, they will not understand. Because I am here talking to a different level. So that is why you are always going to understand me more than the movies you watch, because I'm really focusing on giving you the strategy so that you go and make your dreams a reality. Okay? Okay, very nice. So let's see. Now, how to understand movies, how to understand TV series. Keep watching. I'm going to give you strategies. I'm not going to necessarily focus on movies itself. I have videos here on my channel where I talk about movies, so make sure to check them out, okay? I'm not going to talk about my academy right now, how to join my academy. At this moment, the registration for my academy is closed. I think I'm going to open in 1 month or so, I'm not sure. But when I open the registration again, You will be the first one to know. Make sure to stay alert, stay tuned, because every time I open the registration, some students miss the dates and then they send me emails, they're upset, but I have to follow my schedule, my calendar, okay? Teacher, it's hard for me to understand sounds, to understand different sounds. So you see, this is not necessarily a listening practice. This is a pronunciation practice, okay? This is something that when you do shadowing, it helps. In shadowing, you don't learn the theory, you learn the practice, okay? Some people come here, you don't learn pronunciation strategies with shadowing. No, it's a different kind of practice. I'm not giving you the theory. I'm not telling you how to open your mouth. No, I'm showing you slowly how to repeat patterns, how to repeat sounds. But it is a very good exercise for you to do. In addition to your shadowing practice, you can do pronunciation exercises. Learn more about pronunciation of words. Because if you have trouble understanding sounds in English, it's because you don't have a pronunciation practice, okay? So for example, my BSA in the academy, they have a vocabulary session, a vocabulary part connected with the lesson. I never give them new words. Just learn new words. No, it's connected with the lesson. And they also have the pronunciation of those words so that they can practice listening to the pronunciation of the words. Because if you don't learn the pronunciation of words, learn how to pronounce them, how to say them correctly, it will be difficult to understand them in other conversations. Not to mention that when native speakers are having conversations, I do that too. I don't do that perfectly as native speakers, but I do that too. They link words. They link lots and lots and lots and lots of words. I do that too, but maybe not at the same way, because as I said, I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm here to teach you, to show you how to improve. I'm not here to test your listening comprehension. So if you're coming here for me to test your listening comprehension, that's not what I'm here for, okay? So pay attention to that, Jose. Okay. Rafael, I understand all English. But when I'm watching a movie, sometimes things get a little bit complicated. That's kind of overwhelming. So you see, you are telling me that sometimes things get a little complicated and then you feel overwhelmed. That's why you need to have the right kind of practice. So in those moments, you need to identify what the problem is. Is it a vocabulary problem? Is it a grammar problem? Yeah, sometimes you don't know the grammar. Yes, it happens. We may think that grammar is not important, but it is. So maybe it's a grammar problem. Sometimes it's just a pronunciation issue because the person spoke too fast. I was watching a movie, a TV show episode last week? No, this week. And there was a specific part that I didn't understand. So I paused, I repeated, I paused, I repeated, I paused, I repeated, and then I turned on the subtitle because I was still not sure. Then I saw, oh, she linked this, that's why. And she was British, so I'm not really used to watching so much British English. But then I repeated, I practiced, I was studying, okay? So the episode got longer because I paused in some parts, I took notes, I checked vocabulary. So in the parts where when it gets overwhelming, when it gets confusing, you need to analyze what it is. That's why I always tell students, if you're watching for fun, chill. If you're watching to practice, grab a pencil, grab paper, and work on your English, okay? Now, guys, let's keep going because no spamming, okay? Your message came like a million times. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna block this person because... Okay. Very nice. Let's keep going because I have a lot of information and I have 20 minutes. Oh my God. Pillar 3. Pillar number 3. Combine the right ingredients if you want to make your listening cake grow. It's so amazing when we watch a cake grow, you know? We see it in the oven. It smells good. But that is only happening, that is only possible because you used the right ingredients. It's the same thing if you want to achieve your dream of speaking and understanding people in English. If you want to make that become a reality in your life, you need to use the right ingredients. And only listen, and not really, it's one ingredient. So we have to define what you want to listen to, what kind of material you want to listen to. You need some varieties. I don't like to eat chocolate cake every day. Maybe. I like to eat strawberry cake, banana cake, corn cake. I like different cakes. So maybe don't use only movies to improve your listening. Use other things, okay? What tools are you going to need to make your cake grow? And other ingredients, tools and ingredients: writing, grammar, vocabulary, reading, speaking, pronunciation. So you see, there are other ingredients to make your listening cake grow. Many metaphors today, right? We have the Sherlock Holmes metaphor, the medicine metaphor, and now the cake, because I love eating, I love food. Now, my friends, you don't improve your listening alone, okay? If you want to make your English cake amazing, speaking and understanding people in English, traveling abroad and knowing that you can understand and talk, you need more ingredients to make this cake become a reality, okay? Now, pillars 1, 2, 3 in practice. If you don't have a piece of paper right now, if you don't have a pen, I strongly recommend you get them, okay? I strongly recommend. All right. Now, you are going to listen to 3 famous people being interviewed. So if you are on Instagram, come to YouTube. I don't think you're going to listen. Oh, sorry, guys. You're not going to listen. You're just going to look at me quiet. Like this. So if you are here on YouTube, you will be able to do the exercise, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna need to see what I'm gonna do here with you guys. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Oh well, come to YouTube. So you're going to listen to 3 famous people: Jay-Z, Jim Carrey, and Cameron Diaz. They are going to talk about happiness, okay? The duration of the practice, 53 seconds. So you see, it's not an hour. I don't have time for that. I have 15 minutes to do all of this practice with you guys. The audio will be 53 seconds long. But first, let's take a look at the ingredients. So you see, it's not only hitting play. No, chill. We're going to make the cake. We need ingredients. So let's take a look at them. Guys, I want you to tell me here in the comments, okay, in the chat. Do you think you can be in a perpetual state of happiness? What is perpetual? Forever, okay? So tell me here in the chat, do you think you can be in a perpetual state of happiness? Can you be happy forever? Tell me yes or no, okay? I want to know yes or no. Do you think you can be in a perpetual state of happiness? I want to know. I will see your comments, so give me a moment. So someone says, no, I don't. I don't think so. Very nice. So do you think you can be in a perpetual state of happiness? No. Elio says no. I agree with you, Elio. It's impossible to be forever, happy all the time. Duh, happy Pollyanna. Moneda says no. Awesome. Very nice. So do you think you can be happy forever in a perpetual state of happiness? Aldo says no. Very nice. Awesome. It's impossible. I agree with you. I don't think it's possible. Only when you die and you go to heaven or not. Okay. Next question. Have you ever given up happiness? What is to give up? It's to quit. I can't. Stay, I'm sorry, goodbye, I have to go. No more happiness. So have you ever given up happiness? You know, have you ever given up happiness? Tell me yes, tell me no. I want to know. That's the next question. Have you ever given up happiness? I don't think so. I've never given up happiness. I like to be happy, you know? Even when I'm not happy, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to go above and beyond to find happiness, to find meaning. So I'm not a quitter. I'm a doer. I am persistent. Tell me in the chat, okay, if you think. All right. Never. Thank God. Awesome, Natasha. Do you think, important, do you think work and fun can coexist? Teacher, what is to coexist? Exist together, okay? So coexist. Oh, shit. Coexist means to exist together. So do you think fun, and work can coexist, exist together? Let me know. My slogan is never give up, especially in happiness. I agree, that's nice. Hobson, work and fun can coexist. Sure, I agree with you. I think we can be fun, we can have fun, and we can work, because work is important. All right. Very good. And the final question. Hobson, I always have fun when studying English. BSA, my BSA have fun when studying English. Okay. Do you think balance is the key to happiness? Do you think balance is the key? You know? Aldo, I never give up. Oh, you've never given up. All right. Okay. It's the ideal, but it doesn't always happen. Okay. Work and fun in this moment is very difficult. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, Sonia. It's hard sometimes, you know. Okay, balance is the key. Very nice, very nice. Awesome. So what was that? I'm preparing you guys. Perpetual, give up, coexist, balance. So I'm going to play the audio now. I'm going to play it 3 times, okay? And I want you to tell me what Jim Carrey says, what Cameron Diaz says, and what Jay-Z says, okay? So let's go. Are you ready? Tell me here in the chat. Yes, I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. So are you ready? And then we'll get started. Meyer says yes. Irina says yes. That is great. So let's do it.
I don't think about it. No. Happiness is the weather, man. Happiness is about happenstance. It's about what's happening. So, you know, yeah, if you want to wait for something cool to happen to be happy, that's great. You know, you get sad when sad things happen. That's all weather. I know I'm never going to be in a perpetual state of happiness. I've given that up for sure.
When people say, oh, I want to be like you, I want to be an actor, I want to look like you, the question I always ask them is why? Like, really, why? And people, and especially America, this idea of fame, that to be famous means that you're successful, that you're happy.
Life is about balance, right? You have to have some type of balance. You have like time for work and it's time for play. And if you don't allow these two things to coexist, you have an imbalance.
All right, so here is the deal. I'm going to play it again. Don't worry, there will be information you won't understand. So focus. What does Cameron say? What does Jim say? And what is the other person's name? Oh, Jesus. Jay-Z. Okay, I'm going to play again. So let's go.
I don't think about it. No. Happiness is the weather, man. Happiness is about happenstance. It's about what's happening. So, you know, yeah, if you want to wait for something cool to happen to be happy, that's great. You know, you get sad when sad things happen. That's all weather. I know I'm never going to be in a perpetual state of happiness. I've given that up for sure.
When people say, oh, I want to be like you, I want to be an actor, I want to look like you, the question I always ask them is why? Like, really, why? And people, and especially America, this idea of fame, that to be famous means that you're successful, that you're happy.
Life is about balance, right? You have to have some type of balance. You have like time for work and it's time for play. And if you don't allow these two things to coexist, you have an imbalance.
Okay, so I will play one more time, okay? If you were doing this practice alone, of course you would be able to listen to it more times. But here, time is short. So one final moment, post what you understand here in the chat or in the comments, okay? So let's go one more time.
I don't think about it. No. Happiness is the weather, man. Happiness is about happenstance. It's about what's happening. So, you know, yeah, if you want to wait for something cool to happen to be happy, that's great. You know, you get sad when sad things happen. That's all weather. I know I'm never going to be in a perpetual state of happiness. I've given that up for sure.
When people say, oh, I want to be like you, I want to be an actor, I want to look like you, the question I always ask them is why? Like, really, why? And people, and especially America, this idea of fame, that to be famous means that you're successful, that you're happy.
Life is about balance, right? You have to have some type of balance. You have like time for work and it's time for play. And if you don't allow these two things to coexist, you have an imbalance.
All right. Now, because we don't have much time, I'm going to continue the lesson. So let's see here. Jay-Z, to be happy, there should be balance. When to work, when to play. Awesome. Jim Carrey, happiness is the weather. It changes, okay? Jim Carrey was very philosophical in his explanation, okay? So it's okay. Natasha talking about Cameron Diaz. To be famous is a happy thing? Are you sure? That's what Americans think. Awesome. Good job. Life is balance. We need to get time to be happy. Okay. All right. That's awesome. Many people understand about happiness is the weather. Okay. That is great. Cameron says that people think that being famous is the same thing of being happy. Very nice, BSA. Moneda, that is great. So you see, guys. So let me see if I understand. When you have the right kind of preparation, the right kind of stimulation, the right ingredients, you can understand native speakers? Oh, I'm shocked. So we've just have done a short exercise and you understood 3 native speakers talking about happiness. So it's not that your listening is bad. It's just that you have the wrong kind of practice. You have the wrong dose. You take too much medicine, okay? You have the wrong stimulation. We did a quick preparation to help you understand vocabulary. That's why, okay? And they are speaking fast. They are not speaking slowly, okay? Aldo says, people in America have the wrong idea about happiness. Yes, they're right. So I don't need to prove to you that your listening can improve and you can make your dream of understanding people a reality in your life. You proved to yourself. When you follow the right strategy, when you follow the right kind of stimulation, when you study vocabulary the right way, you got it. This will give you the preparation to help you better understand native speakers in English. It is a process. This is what I constantly tell my BSA inside the academy. You know, Cameron says, BSA, giving a nice complete idea. Cameron says that success doesn't mean you are automatically happy. Why does anyone should be like her, you know? Because she's an actress? Excellent, okay? So you see, guys, listen to this again, repeat the audio again, because you will understand more and more, okay? Javier, the three of them agree that happiness is not perpetual but circumstantial. Okay, that is great. Very nice. So when you are in a conversation, so he said, for me, it's difficult to remember everything that's being said. That is true. That's why when you listen to something very long, it is hard because we are not created that way. We don't remember everything so fast. We don't remember, not so fast, but we don't remember all the information. That's why shorter materials will give you the possibility to remember more. And in a conversation, when you're talking to a native speaker or no-native speaker in English, the conversation is shorter. They speak, you listen, then you ask questions, and they answer. So it's not only the person speaking to you, but it depends on the conversation, of course. Okay? So here, guys, understand this. It's the way you practice. It's combined effort. We did many different things that if you were in the academy, we would talk more. I would give you more recommendations and more exercises for you to practice. But this is something that it's important for you to understand. Okay? So other than that, if you enjoyed this lesson, I have more things to say, but time is up. Let me give you one final tip, okay? And then I will move on very fast. So guys, let's see. So here, the wrong way to follow the three pillars, focusing on duration instead of comprehension. So the more you focus on duration, the more stuck your listening is going to be. Listening to materials that are connected. Which are not connected. It's misspelled here. So listening to things that are not connected with what you like. Oh, people say that I should watch TED Talks, so I have to watch that too. So that is wrong. You can't just follow what everybody tells you to follow. You need to connect your listening practice with something you enjoy, not because someone forces you to listen to something. And using one ingredient to make your listening cake grow. Not having a Sherlock Holmes moment. Here we focused on vocabulary. We focused on the listening. You took notes. You wrote down information. You did more than simply listening. But if you want to do this wrongly, just hit play and listen, okay? Now, guys, what should you do next? Every time you play an audio, pay close attention to the dose and level of difficulty. The next thing, remember that to become Sherlock Holmes is important. So you have to investigate, you have to analyze, you have to test. If you want to make your dream, your goal of listening, of understanding people become a reality in your life and improve that over the next 6 months. And finally, you need to combine the right ingredients. What do you want to learn more about? What kind of things inspire you that you're interested in? What conversations do you want to have? What other skills do you need to work on? Do you need to include in your recipe so that you can make your listening cake grow? Okay? Other than that, my friends, that'll be all for today. Thank you so much, Instagram. And thank you so much, YouTube. Share this lesson with your friends. Mwah! Gotta go. Bye-bye.